The 1777 Independence Day painting changed every July 4th, and by morning, one person was gone. First from the town, then from everyone's memory. The painting was created by Samuel Venn after a small Pennsylvania town's first Independence Day celebration. 13 lanterns burned above the square for the 13 colonies, but the painting had a 14th one, with a black flame. Venn disappeared the next morning. The only thing left in his studio was an unfinished letter. "I painted 13! The 14th lit itself!" In 1798, the painting was found again in the church basement. There was a young girl standing in the crowd whom no one could identify. Later, the priest realized she was Abigail Ross. She had vanished during the fireworks on the previous July 4th. By 1831, 6 new faces had appeared in the painting. All belonged to people who disappeared on July 4th. The town leaders sealed the painting away. But in 1901, an old inventory ledger was found beneath the church floorboards. Every missing name had the same phrase beside it: the price of freedom. On the last page was one final message. 13 lanterns burn for liberty. The 14th burns to remember who paid for it. That is why, in that town, July 4th is not a celebration for everyone. For someone, every year, it is the night the 14th lantern chooses again. And by sunrise, no one remembers they had ever been free. Police found 44 seatbelts buckled on Flight 702. The passenger manifest had only 43 names, and the extra passenger had been dead for 4 days. In October 2001, Flight 702 left Denver for Phoenix with 43 people on board. 20 minutes after takeoff, the aircraft vanished from radar. For 27 minutes, nobody could contact the pilots. No distress call, no emergency signal. Then the plane reappeared exactly where it should have been. When it landed, the captain told investigators that nothing unusual had happened. But a flight attendant noticed something impossible. Seat 17D was buckled, the cushion was warm, and on the tray table was a boarding pass. The name on it was Mark Teblon. 4 days earlier, Mark Teblon had been found dead in a Denver airport parking garage. Police checked the gate security footage. The final image showed a man boarding Flight 702. He wore Mark's coat. He carried Mark's bag, but his face was blurred beyond recognition. The black box recording made it worse. Near the end of the flight, the captain asked, "Who is sitting in row 17? A woman whispered. "He can't land with us." Then a man answered, "I never got off." The plane was sealed inside a hangar, but every October 14th, at exactly 2:17 a.m., the seatbelt in 17D clicks shut by itself. Would you stay on that plane? Tell me in the comments. An ancient Inca horn was blown only once inside a museum. After that, everyone forgot that one of the staff members had ever existed. In 2018, restorers at a museum in Cusco found a 500-year-old pututu, an Inca shell horn, hidden behind a wall. Carved into the mouthpiece was a single phrase: "One breath, one witness." The team assumed it was a ceremonial artifact. One of the restorers, Daniel Cruz, lifted the horn and blew into it. It made only one low, hollow sound. Then the room went silent. A security guard looked at the others and asked, "Who's the man standing in the corner?" Daniel was standing right in front of them, but no one recognized him. His ID badge was blank. The staff database showed no record of him. In every group photo, the place where he should have been was nothing but a pale blur. Only the security camera still remembered him. On the footage, Daniel stared at the horn. Then the locked exhibition room door slowly opened by itself. Inside stood an Inca messenger, perfectly still, holding a knotted cord in both hands. Daniel stepped closer. The messenger loosened a single knot, and in that instant, Daniel vanished from the camera too. Later, a Quechua linguist retranslated the carving on the horn. It did not say, "One breath, one witness." It said, "One breath, one taken." In the museum basement, investigators found an old inventory ledger. The horn had been sounded 7 times before. Each time, someone had been erased from history. The 8th line was still empty, but beside it, a date had already been written. Tomorrow. Would you blow the horn if it meant the world would forget you ever existed? Tell me in the comments. Every year the sheriff's office received a birthday card from a girl who disappeared at 6. Picture this, Eliza, a sweet, innocent 6-year-old, vanishes into thin air at a county fair in small-town Ohio. Her only trace? A lone yellow balloon tied to a fence. No body, no ransom, no witnesses. Then, on Eliza's 7th birthday, the sheriff received a card written in a child's handwriting. Every year, like a chilling ritual, another card arrived. Same paper, same handwriting, same haunting message. I remember the man with the silver ring. Detectives tested the stamps, the ink, and every fingerprint. Nothing. Until last week. The newest card had one fresh fingerprint on the envelope. A shocking revelation. It was Detective Mason Coles, the man leading Eliza's cold case. Unsettlingly, he was merely 9 when she vanished. Police searched his old lake house. Behind a false wall, they found 20 birthday cards. One for every year Eliza had been missing. And one more, already stamped for tomorrow. It was addressed to Mason. An icy shiver runs down your spine as the chilling truth comes to light. Inside, just a single sentence. You were there too. What do you think really happened to Eliza? Tell me in the comments. Police found 5 missing children in a detective's basement. They had disappeared years apart. None of them had aged a single day. An anonymous map was mailed to the police. It pointed to the home of the detective who had led every one of their cases. When officers forced open the basement, the children were sitting around a long table. Alive, healthy, still wearing the clothes they vanished in. The oldest girl looked at the officers and whispered, "Don't call our parents." The detective was arrested immediately. As they led him away, he stared at the interrogation room mirror and said, "Don't let them see the children." An hour later, a woman arrived claiming to be one girl's mother. The girl screamed, "My mother died the night I disappeared!" The woman's DNA was a perfect match, but security footage showed no one entering the station. The lobby had been empty. Still, every officer remembered speaking to her. Then they looked through the interrogation room mirror. The woman was gone. On the other side of the glass were 5 small handprints, pressed from inside. The detective's cell was empty. Written on the wall were 7 words. I wasn't keeping them in the basement. I was keeping the basement between them and what came for them. What do you think was pretending to be their parents? Tell me in the comments. They erased an entire street from every map, but the 911 tape survived. At 2:14 a.m., a small Arizona town received 43 emergency calls in 1 minute. Every caller said someone was knocking from inside their bedroom wall. Not at the door, not at the window, inside the wall. A chilling melody of fear echoed in every home. Families, paralyzed with dread, sat facing the wall, the source of the haunting knocks. Then, a father's whisper, "It knows our names in the right order." Then the knocking stopped. A child's voice echoed, "Open the room you forgot." As officers tore through the wall, a hidden hallway revealed itself, stretching behind every home. A red telephone at the end rang ominously. Answering, the detective heard his own voice say, "You have 7 minutes before the hallway reaches your house." By sunrise, the whole street had vanished, wiped from maps, satellite images, even town records. All that remained was a chilling final call. A woman, hiding in her closet, whispered, "The wall reached my bedroom." Then silence, and a voice beside the microphone said, "Don't look behind you. The hallway found another way in." What would you do if you heard knocking inside your wall? Tell me in the comments.